Hello everyone, myself Shikha brought to you a new chapter from our literature reader New Broadway. Introduction of the chapter that we are taking in this video, The Man on the Train. A single act of kindness can change the life of a person. In certain cases, when it helps to improve the quality of a person's life, it also ensures that future generations to benefit from this elevation. Alex Haley is eternally grateful to the person who created a ripple effect to ensure his education and superior quality of life with his generosity towards his father. Read how. Here, elevation means height. Eternally is called forever. Ripple effect is called situation where the effect is on something, and generosity means quality of being kind. So in life, we help or get helped by someone sometime. A little help can leave a great impact or can change the entire life of a person. So in this story, we see that how a father became able to fulfill all the necessities of his family after getting help by a kind man. Here we are starting the chapter. Whenever my brother, sister and I get together, we inevitably talk about that. We all owe our success in life to him and to a mysterious man he met on a night on a train. Inevitably means necessarily, and mysterious is called weird or full of secrets. So the story starts from the narrator's word, who is Mr. Alex Haley, and he informs that whenever he used to be with his brothers and sisters, everyone used to talk about their father. Means in every meeting, the brothers and sisters conversations about their father was must means the main highlight of their meeting, and they too conversed about a strange and weird person who met their father on a train. Our father Simon Alexander Halley was born in 1892 and reared in the small farming town of Savannah, Tennessee. Reared means brought up a child. Now Alex Halley is giving description of his family here. That his father Mr. Simon Halley was born in 1892 and was brought up in a small town of Savannah that was a farming town. Farming town means the place where main job of the people is based on agriculture, and this place was in Savannah, Tennessee. He was the eighth child of Alec Halley, a tough-willed farmer slave and part-time sharecropper, and of a woman named Queen. Simon Halley was eighth number of the child of Mr. Alec Halley. So Alec Halley was grandfather of Alex Halley. A bit confusion is here. We are having so many Halleys in this chapter. So let me clear this. See, first comes Alec Halley. His son is Simone Halley and he had a son, Alex Halley, the writer of this chapter. So now we came back in a story that Alec Halley was a very determined person who had done slavery in past time. Slavery is called gulami, and he was a part-time sharecropper. Queen was the mother of Alex Halley, and Queen is the name of Queen is a name here. Okay, it is not a designation. She was not a queen of any kingdom. Queen was her name. So Queen was the name of Simone Halley's mother. Tough-willed means very determined. Means whenever you have decided that anyhow you will complete any type of thing and you remain on that. So this is called tough-willed. And sharecropper is called a farmer who gives part of his crop as a rent to the owner of the land. Means the land on which you are growing the crops belongs to the other person and you are not the master of that land. And if you are working on others' land, then you have to give rent to that person in the form of crops or money, etc. Right? Although sensitive and emotional, my grandmother could be tough-willed herself, especially when it came to her children. One of her ambitions was that my father be educated. Ambition means a desire to achieve something, and sensitive is called easily hurt, and emotional is related with the feelings. So in these lines, Alex described his grandmother that she could be very determined when it is related with her children. Means if she decided did anything for her children, she firm on that, she stiff on that, and that anyhow she tried to complete that thing. So one of her desire was that Simone Halley, her son, get higher education. Back then in Savannah, boy was considered wasted if he remained in his school after he was big enough to do farm work. So when my father reached the sixth standard, Queen began massaging grandfather's ego. Massaging means make someone feel better. So in old days in Savannah, a boy after growing up, if he is still stayed in his school, then he was considered as if he is wasting his time, because now he is grown up enough to do farming work. So when Simone Halley reached the sixth standard, his mother Queen started making his father feelings more confident about his ego. Here it means that Simone's mother wanted to get her children to be educated, and she kept on encouraging Simone's father about it. Since we have 8 children, she would argue, won't it be prestigious if we deliberately wasted one and got him educated? After many arguments, grandfather let dad finish the 8th standard. Still, he had to work in the fields after school. So, Queen argued sometimes, Simon's Halley's mother argued sometimes with his husband that they had 8 children, and how prestigious it will be if they educate one of his child to higher for higher education. Means deliberately is called janbujke. So deliberately they are making them wasted. So why didn't they decide to get his at least one of his child to get the higher education? So after many arguments like these, Alec Halley permitted Simone Halley to complete his 8th standard, but he had to do farming after completing his school hours. But Queen was not satisfied. As the 8th standard ended, she began planting ideas, saying grandfather's image would reach new heights if their son finished high school. But Queen was not satisfied only with this. As Simone completed his eighth standard, now she started making her husband realize by saying that if they let their son to finish at least high school, so it means 10th standard, so it will be a very proud moment and it will raise the husband's head in the society. So her barrage work and stern old Alec Halley handed my father 500 on $10 notes, hard-earned $10 notes, told him never to ask for more and sent him off to high school. Barrage means a large number of the question, and comments questions, or you can say comments, and stern is called firm. So Queen kept on asking many questions and comments on his on her husband to make him ready, and finally she succeeded. Firm and old Alec Halley gave her five $10 notes, means near about $50. The $10 note means completely, when we are doing the totaling, then total $50 he has given, that he earned with hard work, and told him not to ask for more money as he could afford only this much, and saying this he sent him to the high school. So here in this stanza we saw that how the Queen, the mother of Simone Sally, Queen, was about to getting their son educated, and finally she succeeded in letting her son to get her husband's permission to continue his studies. So the real love and blessings and feelings of a mother for her son can be seen in this stanza. Traveling first by mule cart and then by train, the first train he had ever seen, that finally alighted in Jackson, Tennessee, where he enrolled in an institution for black that offered course up through junior college. So alighted means get down. Now Alex Haley is describing his father's education journey. So first Simone traveled by mule cart and then by train. Mule cart is a vehicle pulled by the donkey or a horse that we can call in Hindi khachar gadi. Okay, so it was Simone's first train journey he ever traveled through that. And finally, he got down in Jackson. Jackson is the name of a place in Tennessee, right? Then here, Simone got admission in an institution which offered many courses up to junior college for the black people. As Simone and his, uh, he comes from the black people categories. That's why we are placing him in the black people category. Dad's $50 was soon used up, and to continue studying, he worked as a waiter, a handyman, and a helper at a school for wayward boys. Handyman means a man who does different jobs inside or outside of the house. Wayward is called difficult to control. Now, Simon was out of his town, and $50 given by his father used up very soon. They are finished now. And to continue his studies, he has to work. So he worked as a waiter, handyman, and a helper at one of the school to control the boys. And when winter came, he would wake up at 4 a.m. to go into prosperous white families' homes and make fires so the residents could awaken in comfort. Prosperous means wealthy. So when winter came, he would wake up early in the morning and go to the wealthy families people and of the white people living over there in the Jackson, and arranges fires so that the family can wake up in the comfort. Means they need warmth in the winter season, and Simone worked as a person who make arrangement for them to make their homes warm during the winter season. So it is we can say another kind of work Simone was doing to earn the money. So in this stanza, we see that how devoted Simon was towards his studies, that instead of asking money from his father or family or any other person or to borrow the money, he himself was doing much hard work to keep his studies continue. Poor Simon became something of a campus joke with his one pair of pants and shoes and his droopy eyes. Often he was found asleep with his textbook fallen into his lap. Droopy means sleepy eyes. So Simon was not having enough money to spend on himself or on his studies. So he was a medium of fun for others, as he wore only one same pair of pants, same shoes every day. And as he worked very hard throughout the day to earn the money to continue his education, so he could not sleep properly during the nights, and it could be seen in his droopy eyes that every time he could be seen asleep. And because of his appearance, everyone in the institute made him fun. And sometimes during attending the class, he slept in the class, and the textbook can be seen falling into his lap. The constant struggle to earn money took its toll. Dad's grades began to fall, but he pushed onwards and eventually enrolled in a technical college where he struggled through the first 2 years. Eventually means finally, and toll means amount that you pay during the traveling as a tax. So here it means indirect fees, and constant is called continuous. So Simon was really struggling every day to earn money, but this struggle took its toll, or its indirect fees, in the form of fallen grades in his studies, because he could not give enough time for his studies. So now his grade started falling down. But Simon managed with the situation and pushed himself forward and succeeded in getting the admission in a technical college. But here also he had to struggle for the first 2 years. One bleak afternoon at the close of his second year, Dad was called into teacher's office and told he had failed a course, and one of that required a textbook he had been too poor to buy it. Bleak means a situation without a hope. Okay, means a hopeless afternoon, you can say. In one hopeless afternoon, Simone was called in teacher's office during his second year in the college. So he was informed that he had failed one of the course, that he is required to be studied through the textbook for that course, but he was too poor to buy a textbook for that course. Means he was not having the money to buy the textbook for that course. So that's why he had failed in that course. Here it is clearly showed that how much hard work and trouble had been facing by Simone to complete his studies. A ponderous sense of defeat descended upon him. For years he had given his utmost, and now he felt he had accomplished nothing. Maybe he should return home to his original destiny of sharecropping. Ponderous means moving slowly. Descended is called came down. Accomplished means mastered, and destiny is called luck. So Simon was very hopeless now. A slow sense of defeat surrounded him. He was thinking that he did as much as he could, but he experienced or got nothing. He was so sad that he thought now he should return to his home and do farming as it is his only destiny. But days later, a letter came to Pullman Company, a railway firm saying he was one of 24 black college students selected from hundreds of the applicants to be summertime sleeping compartment attendants. Attendants means one who attends you or serve you. So Simon was really desperate. Then some days later, after some days, he got a letter from a company of a railway firm named Pullman. Pullman that provides catering services to the passenger in the train. Okay, this was the company. So it informed him that he was one of the 24 black college students who was selected out of the hundreds of the applicants. Applicants means one who apply for any job, okay, or courses. So Simon was selected for the job of giving his services to the summertime sleeping compartment. So there is another way to earn the money. I means anytime Simon would have been apply for this job, and now he got selected for the job. Dad was ecstatic, and here was a chance. He eagerly reported for duty and was assigned a Buffalo to Pittsburgh train. Assigned means provided. So after getting this letter, Simon thought that here was a chance again to earn the money for him to go ahead on the way of hope. Okay, so he was very eager and presented himself for the given duty, and he was provided to give his services in the Buffalo to Pittsburgh train. Now Buffalo and Pittsburgh are the name of places, as we have the train now from Agra to Jaipur, same as there is a train departs from Buffalo to Pittsburgh, and this train's sleeping compartment, in this train's sleeping compartment, Simone was hired to give his duty. The train was rocketing along one morning at about 2 a.m. when the attendant's buzzer sounded. Dad sprang up, jerked on his white jacket, and made his way to passengers' berths. Sprang up is called got up, and jerked means a sudden thirst, or you can say chatka. Rocketing means progressing quickly. So this train was speeding up one morning near about 2 a.m. Means it was neither night nor morning, and at this time attendant's alarm rang. See, all the attendants who need to provide their services in trains compartment, they have to get up early. So that's why they put alarm to wake up on time. So Simon too got up by hearing the buzzer sound and quickly picked up his white jacket and went towards the passenger's seat. Berth means a seat on which we sit in a train, right? There a distinguished looking man sat. He and his wife were having trouble sleeping, and they both wanted glasses of warm milk. Dad brought milk and napkins on a silver tray. The man handed one glass through the lower berth curtains to his wife, and sipping from his own glass began to engage Dad in conversation. Sipping means to drink slowly, and distinguished is called a man with a decent and respected look, and engage is called busy, and conversation is called, we can say, the talking. So when Simon reached in compartment, there was a man with respectful look, and he told Simon that he and his wife were having some difficulty in sleeping, and they wanted the 2 glasses of warm milk. So Simon brought milk and napkins on a tray. That man handed over 1 glass of milk to his wife. She was sleeping on the upper berth, and he himself started sipping the warm milk with the other class. Okay, so the that upper berth was covered with the curtain, and men was sitting on the lower berth. Okay, so he passed one glass of the milk to his wife through the curtain, and he himself started sipping the milk and got busy in talking with Simone. Here that comes for Simone. Okay, means Alex has written the incident about his father. That's why Alex is addressing Simone as his dad. Pullman company rules strictly prohibited any conversation beyond yes sir or no ma'am. But this passenger kept asking questions. He even followed Dad into the attendant's cubicle. Prohibited means denied or ya mana karna. And cubicle is called a part of a room or the part of a train where the attendants used to sit or stay or do their work. So Simon was working for Pullman company, and according to the rules of this company, no attendance was allowed to talk more than yes sir or no ma'am. But this honorable passenger kept on asking many questions, and Simon had to answer his questions. Means if you are servicing some person, and if he stick on asking some question, then even after just negligence of the rule for the company you are working, you have to be answerable for that person. Okay, so Simon was giving the answers of the question whatever the asked by that man. So whenever Simon headed towards his attendance area of the train, the man also followed him at the same place there. Where are you from? Savannah, Tennessee, sir. You speak quite well. Thank you, sir. What work did you do before this? I'm a college student in Greensboro, sir. That felt no need to add that he was considering returning home to sharecropping. Now, considering means thinking. So, some questions that were asked to Simmons. Men asked about Simmons' living place, and he replied, Savannah, Tennessee. Then man told that he speaks really nice. So, Simone thanked him. And the next question was about Simmons' previous job. Simmons replied that he is a college student right now in Greensboro, but he thought that he should not tell that he was thinking to return to his home of his father's job of farming. So if you are working somewhere, then you have no right to converse personal thing about yourself. But if your master keep on asking you the question, keep on starting the conversation, then you feel that you should talk about yourself, but in a limited manner. So exactly Simon was doing with that man. The man looked at him keenly, finally wished him well, and returned to his bunk. The next morning, the train reached Pittsburgh. At a time when 50 cents was a good tip, the man gave $5 to Simon Halley, who was profusely grateful. Keenly means eagerly, and bunk is called the compartment, and profusely means in a great amount. After this conversation, that man returned to his compartment of the train, and after giving Simon one eager look, means he wanted to know more about Simon, but now he returned to his compartment. It means he might be eager to know more about Simon. Okay, so next morning, that's why he has given an eager look. Next morning, the train reached at the station of Pittsburgh. So it was the incident when 50 cents means 50 paisa, we can say, in the currency of Indian currency. So 50 cents used to be a very good tip. It was regarded very good tip at that time. Tip means the extra money that you give to the person who is serving you, so for his services. Okay, so that time 50 cents regarded as a good money, but that man gave $5 to Simone Halley, and that was really a large amount at that time. All summer he had been saving every tip he received, and when the job finally ended, he had accumulated enough to buy his own mule and plow. But he realized his saving could also pay for one full college semester without his having to work at a single odd job. Plow means a tool of farming. In Hindi, it is called hull. Accumulated is called collected. And semester is a duration of a course that can be of 6 months during the entire year. Now, Simon started saving the amount of all the tips he received, and when his summer services for this train attendant, as a train attendant finished, he had collected the amount that was enough to buy his own mule and plow. Actually, he had planned to go back now for farming, so he thought that this money will be enough to buy his own mule and plow for farming. But he realized that though this saving he could, through this saving he could also pay the fees for his one of his college semester without doing any other single odd job. So through the job of the train attendant, Simone saved money that was enough to pay the fees of the next college semester. So here we are having summer vacations, like we are having summer vacation in our school now, same as the in college also. They provide some of the holidays between the gap of completion of the one semester and beginning of the other next semester. There is a gap now. In this gap they provide the holidays. So in this holidays, Simon arranged money for his next semester by doing the job of a train attendant. Dad decided he deserved at least one semester free of outside work. Only that way would he know what marks he could truly achieve. Achieve means to gain. Now Simon decided not to work at least for one semester. He could give his full time to study, and this semester without working anywhere else. Because he was having enough money to pay the fees for the semester, now he could be able to know that if he study without working anywhere, what marks could he really achieve. He returned to his college, but no sooner did he arrive on campus than he was summoned by the college president. Dad was full of apprehensions as he seated himself before the great man. "I have a letter here, Simone," the president said. "Yes, sir. You were an attendant for Pullman this summer?" "Yes, sir." Summoned means called, and apprehension is called having fear because of nervousness. So Simon returned to his college after that. As he arrived on the campus, he was called by the college president. Now imagine if you were suddenly called by your college authority or by your principal, you must have a feel of nervousness now. So exactly Simon, with the nervousness feeling, seated before the president of the college. He told Simon that he was having a letter for him and asked him if he had done the job of attendant for Pullman Company in this summer vacation. Then Simon answered yes. "Did you meet a certain man one night and bring him warm milk?" "Yes, sir." "Well, his name is Mr. R.S.M. Boyce, and he is a retired executive of Curtis Publishing Company, which publishes the Saturday Evening Post. He has donated $500 for your board, tuition, and books for the entire academic year." Now here, retired means not in the service. An executive is a person or an officer who has a power to put the plans into action. Publishing company is one that published newspapers, magazines, etc. And donated means to give something to someone. So President then asked Simon if he had met any men one night during his train attendant job and had brought warm milk for him. Simon answered in yes. Then President told that his name was Mr. R.S.M. Boyce, who was a retired executive officer of Curtis Publishing Company, which publishes a weekly magazine or a newspaper named the Saturday Evening Post, and he has given $500 for your board. Board means requirements of living, eating, drinking, means खाने पीने का arrangement, for your tuitions and books, and for the entire academic year. My father was astonished. The surprise grant not only enabled Dad to finish college but to graduate first in his class, and that achievement earned him a full scholarship to Cornell University in Ithaca, New York. Astonished means surprised. Achievement is called a thing done successfully with efforts. Grant is called help, and graduate is when you complete your college studies. And a scholarship is a payment given by the institution to support a student's education on the basis of academic achievement. In easy words, we can say the fees of your studies is paid by that institution only where you are studying, and then you need not to pay the fees. So after listening to these words, Simone was really surprised. This financial help enabled Simone not only to finish his college studies, but to complete his graduation in his class by securing the first rank. And because of getting first rank in the college, and this success made him to get full scholarship to Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, when he got admission. So Simon not only completed his college studies, but also taken the admission for his further studies with the help of a scholarship given by the same institution. In 1920, Dad, then a newlywed, moved to Ithaca with his bride Bertha. He entered Cornell to pursue his master's degree, and my mother enrolled at the Ithaca Conservatory of Music to study piano. I was born the following year. Newlywed means who got married recently. Bride is called Dulhan, and pursue means follow. Conservatory is a big room or a building for something. Like here, Conservatory of Music means the building where the music instruments are kept and music used to be taught. It is the year 1920, and now Simon is married to Bertha, and this newlywed couple moved to Ithaca. Simon followed his master's degree from Cornell University, means he has completed his post-graduation, and Bertha took admission at a conservatory of music in Ithaca to learn piano. And in 1921, Alex, or the narrator or the writer of this story, was born. One day, decades later, editors of the Saturday Evening Post invited me to discuss the condensation of my first book, the autobiography of Malcolm Tenth. I was so proud, so happy to be sitting in those elegant wool-paneled offices. Decades means a duration of 10 years. An editor is the in charge of publishing houses about editing the jobs. Okay, and condensation here is called the reduction of a book. Means when we write a book, so many editing need to be done. Okay, which part used to keep in the book and that need to be printed, which part is unnecessary that we take out. So it is called condensation. So for that editing work, Alex was called in that office. Elegant means decent. So years later, one day, the editor of the Saturday Evening Post invited Alex to have a discussion of editing a book, and that book was the autobiography of Malcolm Tenth. Alex was feeling very proud and happy as he was sitting before the great man in decent, well-finished wooden paneled office. Wooden paneled office means the wall of that office was made up of wood. Suddenly, I remembered Mr. Boyce and how it was his generosity that enabled me to be there amidst those editors as a writer. And then I began to cry. I just couldn't help it. Generosity means kindness, and amidst is called in center. Beach me. At the same time, Alex remembered Mr. Boyce. He was remembering the kindness shown by that person, Mr. Boyce, that made him able to be in position that now he got a chance to sit among the editors as a writer. He got emotional and started crying. He couldn't control his emotions that time. During his childhood, Alex must have heard about Mr. Boyce from his father, Simone, that how the financial help of $500 by Mr. Boyce during the train journey changed Simone's life. And then Simone was able to fulfill his family's requirement. And now Alex became a writer, and then remembering all these things, and by remembering all these previous things, he got emotional. We children of Simon Halley often reflect on Mr. Boyce and his investment in a less fortunate human being. By the ripple effect of his generosity, we also benefited. Reflect here means to think. Investment is a process or an action to gain profit, and less fortunate is called one who is not having good luck. Alex was still in thoughts of his past that all the children of Simon Halley, including him, often thought about Mr. Boyce and his kind action in a person who is not having good luck. Here, less fortunate had come for Simon. So the kind act of Mr. Boyce for Simon also benefited him, his family indirectly. Instead of being raised as tenants on the sharecrop farm, we grew up in home with educated parents, shelves full of books, and with pride in ourselves. Tenants means a person who occupies a rented property or kiraidar. Alex thought that because of his grant given by Mr. Boyce to Simon, they all uh, grown up in their home with educated parents. They have their shelves full of books, and it was a thing on which they could proud of themselves. Otherwise, they too had to compromise to be raised as doing the farming on the other's land. Shelves full of books means they are able to gain the education because Simon was able to fulfill the needs to provide education to each and every children. My brother George is a chairman of a US Postal Rate Commission. Julius is an architect. Lois is a musical teacher, and I am a writer. Last lines of these stanza presents the description of his siblings. Siblings means other brothers. Alex brothers George, now he was chairman of US Postal Rate Commission. Another brother Julius is an architect. Architect is a person who is engaged with the designing or construction of the building. Okay. His next brother Louis is a musical teacher, and Alex is a writer. So this stanza talks about the indirect beneficial effect of Mr. Boy's $500 that he has given on Simon's family, that only because of this amount Simon was able to complete his education without any stress and became able to give good born and brought up to his children. Mr. RSM Boyce dropped like a blessing into my father's life. What some may see as a chance encountered, I see as the working of a mysterious power for good. Dropped here means came, and blessing is good wishes or ashirwad. Encounter is called to meet, and mysterious means secret. Alex regards Mr. RSM Boyce as a blessing into his father's life. Whoever knew about this incident, some of them considered it as a good chance and came in Simon's life. But Alex sees as if some secret power was working for happened to be for all good. And I believe that each person blessed with success has an obligation to return part of that blessing. We must all live and act like the man on the train. Obligation means duty. So according to Alex Haley, each person who get success in his life has a kind of duty, as his or her success is a return part of any blessing. Means whenever anybody give you the blessing, that always turns into be your success. Means whenever you get anybody's blessing with a true heart, that always remains with you, and if in the form of the success. So at last Alex gives the message to all the readers that we all should act like that man on the train. Means we should, as per our capacity, try to help others whenever it is needed. So with this we have completed the story, The Man on the Train. That's it for now. I'll see you with the next video.